G'day guys, welcome back to the Aussie Gooner channel and welcome back to another match fucking preview. And you know what? I've been fucking edging for this. I mean, I've been fucking climbing up the fucking walls because there's been no fucking real football. I mean, look, Premier League is the league to be in, but the pre-season shit, it's all shits and giggles. It's all fucking good, but you know what? It's fucking pre-season, you know, like it ain't the fucking same. And now that the Premier League is coming along, couple of days to go, I feel like a kid at Christmas, you know, like it's all about to begin again and I'm fucking excited and I can't fucking wait. But you know what? It's Crystal Palace v fucking Arsenal, guys. Crystal Palace Arsenal. We're talking old line versus young line. We're talking fucking Premier League fucking midfield legend for Arsenal in Vieira. And shit, Premier League midfielder that played for Arsenal and probably spent more time at Everton. Okay, look, that wasn't a very good fucking comparison there. I mean, it's like old line versus puppy. But anyway, we won't go there. When it talks of careers, that's one thing. We're talking to management, it's another. Fuck. I mean, when we compare the two managers and we compare what happened between Crystal Palace and Arsenal last season, it's not really looking good. It's not looking great. And I think, if anything, what we can take from that is Arteta's going to want to try to get one up over Patrick Vieira. Because let's be honest, I think the two times that we faced Crystal Palace last season, they had the better of us. Patrick Vieira, he pretty much picked out what Arteta was going to do and picked him fucking apart. And that's a fact. That's a spade. The second time we faced them, well, we're not going to go there. I mean, fucking hell, they fucking absolutely decimated us. But now, the season's begun. Arsenal have made some signings. We all know who. Gabriel Jesus, our number 9 at the moment. I mean, he's not Ivan Toney, but he's fucking knocking in goals in pre-season, and we need him to do more of that. Zinchenko from Manchester City at left back. I mean, now at least Tierney's got fucking problems, if you know what I mean. We've made those signings. We've strengthened our squad somewhat. We do have gaps, I understand. But you know what? This game is going to go fucking in harsh. It's going to go in hard. The two managers are really going to want to get one over each other. And I think, to be honest, Mikel Arteta is going to want to try to prove himself against Patrick Vieira. End of the day, Patrick Vieira has shown him some class and he has shown him that he knows how to fucking set up a team against him. He knows his tricks. Now, Mikel Arteta is going to have to come out and say, you don't know shit. I know more. I know this, I know that, I know all of the above. Get ready for this. Now look, Crystal Palace have also made signings as well as we have. They have made a signing of Chris Richards. I think Chris Richards came from Bayern. I think he's a centre-back, can play either end of the backs. I think he can play right back. I think he's American. I don't think they paid too much for him. I think about 7 million or 8, I think it was 7 or 8 million euro, give or take. Don't hold me to that. But that's what I think they paid for him. It looks like Vieira's trying to build a decent defensive line, looking for defensive cover, which makes all the sense in the world. They also signed Chik Doucouré, Ligue 1 midfielder, I think it was. I think he was from Ligue 1, I think. And he plays CDM, he plays centre-back. And I think, again, it's looking like Vieira trying to solidify his midfield and defence. Mainly because obviously if you don't leak goals, then you get 1 point. If you can score a goal, then you can get yourself 3 points. Now, I'll be honest with you. Crystal Palace's pre-season hasn't been too bad. They last played Montpellier. They won that game 4-2. And if I watched the highlights, I didn't watch the whole game. It's Crystal Palace, but I did watch the highlights. And Zaha's looking like he's up for it. So Zaha's going to be coming at Arsenal, and you know that. You know this boy's coming in to fucking put on a show. They beat Montpellier 4-2. Right, so that was a half decent result for them. But if I'm Crystal Palace looking at Arsenal right now, and they look at the results that we've had, Chelsea, Sevilla. I mean, the Sevilla game was fucking. It's 6-0, and I know it's Sevilla, but it's still 6-0. The goals were coming in fucking easy, and it looked like we had another gear to go to. Now I know it's pre-season, but I can only judge Crystal Palace on pre-season, so I'm gonna have to judge fucking Arsenal on pre-season, and that's a fact. That's just the way it is, right? Now, I've been looking at the two squads and I'm thinking to myself, we all know how we're going to line up. We all know how we're going to shape up. But to be perfectly honest, when we look at our squad, we look at Crystal Palace's squad, I believe Crystal Palace are going to be coming at us with a 4-3-3. I know Patrick Vieira likes his 4-3-3. Yeah? I can see him setting up that way. Now, don't get me wrong. I can also see him playing 3 in the back, but I don't think Vieira would enjoy that very much. I think he's the kind of guy that likes his setup as a 4-3-3 because it allows him a lot of options, a lot of triangles, and a lot of ways to get through a fucking midfield. Now, for us, on the other hand, right, we've got our options here. And in a minute, I'm going to put up a screen for 2 possible formations that I can see us playing, all right? So check this out. I'm going to chuck them on the screen now. Have a look. So there's 2 options here. Now, if we're going to be playing against Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace playing a 4-3-3, right, we could come in, right, and counter that formation. Now, a good counter for that formation is a 3-4-3, right? Now, we don't play a 3-4-3, but we did play a 3-4-1-2, which is very similar, a similar formation. Now, the good thing about Arsenal is our strengths have always been on the flanks. In a 4-3-3, that's where sort of the weaknesses are in the 4-3-3 formation, down the flank. So that kind of builds our strength. Now, at the same time, we know our midfield hasn't been the strongest, right? And with no real recruitment in the midfield, like significant, in other words, a number 8 like Yuri Tielemans, it's going to be susceptible to, toilet doorish sort of occasions where they can come through us easily. Now, I think setting up the midfield and packing it with 4 players is only going to slow the game down and not allow Patrick Vieira's men, Crystal Palace, to be able to pass and transition quickly. At the same time, it's going to allow us to counter their formation. If we play 3 in the back, you could see passes coming from Gabriel to Zinchenko, which would freaking stretch their midfield, allow us to go down that flank. Now, don't get me wrong, it allows time for the defenders to keep shape, but if we overload their defensive sides, whether it be on the left wing back position or the left centre back position, overload that area, Crystal Palace could have a hard time against us. Now, the 4-3-3 does allow them options for counter, but if we pack that midfield, it will give them a hard time in transition. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean? You take from it what you will. The other formation we can play, guys, right, is a formation that we've seen before, where it's a 4-2-3-1. The 4-2-3-1 is a formation that worked for us last season somewhat and can work for us here, but I don't think it's going to work as well as a 3-4-3. A 4-2-3-1 will allow us a lot of potential attacking options. But again, against Crystal Palace, that would probably play a 4-3-3. And again, I'm only saying probably play a 4-3-3 because I haven't seen too much this season because the season hasn't started. I think, to be honest, that formation, the 4-2-3-1, could work, but the 3-4-3 would probably be better. Now, you've obviously seen the line, the formations there, and you've already seen the players that are going to be in positions, right? I think we all know what our starting line will be against Crystal Palace, right? Our strongest squad. And we're knowing Tierney is probably still a 50-50. I don't think he's going to be ready for this, guys. I don't. Tomiyasu is I think he's still recovering, and again, I don't think he should be starting in the Premier League against a team like Crystal Palace. I think it's going to be better to just let him roll in. So as you can see in both, if you look at the formations, you're seeing Ben White playing right back, and I know it's not the best option, but we don't have any other options. I was screaming for Max Aarons for a long time, but we haven't solidified that right back role and a player for that right back. We've got Tomiyasu, who's a centre back who can play right back, and Ben White, who's, well, whatever. But at the same time, we've got problems in the centre midfield, but it is what it is. It is what it is, right? End of the day, I think Crystal Palace Arsenal is going to be a game that we're going to be it's going to be well worth watching, guys, well worth watching. And to be honest, my predictions for this game, okay, and I don't know, I'm going to be a bit confident. I think Arsenal are going to walk away with this game with a 2-1. I honestly think it's going to be 2-1. And I think our goal scorers are going to be Jesus and Saka in this game. I think Crystal Palace is going to come back with a goal, and it's probably going to be Zaha who nets one. A dangerous man, a dangerous player. We all know. We all want him at Arsenal. You know what I mean? But I think Zaha is going to be their threat, and he's going to be probably not their only threat, but he's going to be the one that we're going to have to shut down. Now, I know Zaha is going to be trying to fly down that flank constantly, and I think we're going to have that well and truly covered. But Arsenal are going to have to come into this fucking game, not fuck about, and really get together. Now, the what I saw in pre-season was that togetherness, fluidity. Everyone was aware. The passing was perfect. Defensively, when they transitioned, it was great. I need to see that in the Premier League. It's all well and true to do it in the pre-season. If you can do it there, I need you to do it here. Now, Crystal Palace is going to be a decent test, and this is an opportunity for Arteta to maybe get something back on Vieira. Because to be perfectly honest, Vieira did school him last season. And if he's not lucky and if he's not careful, Arteta could be schooled again by Vieira's men, if you know what I'm saying. That shit rhymes, you know? Look, guys, if you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, all that shit. I mean, there's probably been a few things popping up here and there. But you know what? I really appreciate you guys. If you guys could do that, I really do appreciate it. Other thing is, everyone who's watched my vids before, big up yourselves. Big up to everybody who's checked out my vids and has pretty much supported the channel. I'm trying to get there. The yarn was... I dropped the yarn yesterday. I'm going to be dropping this today. A bit early, but you know what? It is what it is. Crystal Palace is coming around the corner. Now, you guys are going to see me on the Football Capital. You guys are going to see me on Northside LDN probably doing watch-alongs, and you probably will see me on Egal TV doing reactions. So you can also catch me there as well, or you can come right here and catch me here. Now, I'm hoping and praying that the Arsenal I saw in pre-season is going to come out fucking firing. I think Martinelli is also going to be key in this game. I think Martinelli in this game is going to be a guy who's going to fucking wreak havoc. I think he's starting to really... I think this is the opportunity now that Martinelli has this season with a good number 9 in front of him to show us what he's got. So I think Bukayo Saka is going to get himself a goal. I think Gabriel's going to get himself a goal. But I also think that Gabriel Martinelli is going to get himself an assist. And guys... that's my preview. I know it's short. I know it's sweet. I know there wasn't too much depth in it, but I haven't seen Crystal Palace play in the Premier League yet. I can judge Palace after this game, but I do believe they're going to play a 4-3-3. That's just my gut feeling because that's a wonderful formation. It's used by plenty of teams. Differently, of course, but it's a great formation and it's been around for donkeys. And I think Vieira is going to want to try and use that same formation. And I think Arsenal, because we have played, a similar formation in like a 3-4-3, could come in and play a similar formation, maybe a 3-4-1-2, which is sort of like a 3-4-3, and maybe sort of nullify Crystal Palace, hold them in their half and not allow them to breathe. And that's what it's about at the end of the day, eh, guys? But look, from the Aussie Gooner to everyone out there, thank you very much for supporting this channel. Thank you very much for supporting the Aussie Gooner. And let's go for a 2-1 to Arsenal and 3 points in the bag for us to start off this campaign in a positive. So it's Uru, guys. Fucking Uru.